What's up YouTube, Awesome Yuga here, and today we're here with a deck profile on Burning Abyss for the April 1st, 2015 ban list, and already you see the one card that got hit in this deck, the Tour Guide. But in general I think the deck has gotten a bit better in comparison to other decks. So in the meta right now I think Burning Abyss is even better than it was last format. So definitely one of the big three right now, big three, big four. So I wanted to do a deck profile on this deck to see what the changes that you had to make are. So of course you have your one tour guide because you're not allowed. I'm sorry, the light is a bit. I think it's okay like that. One tour guide because you're only allowed to run one now. I'd still run it. It's searchable with Scarm, and if you just happen to open it. It's still a +2 or +3 depending on what you mill. But it's a one card Dante plus a Scarum or a Sir. Like I said, that depends on what you're milling. It's stupid. It's really good. And in all honesty, it kind of deserved to get put to 1. I mean, yes, Burning Abyss weren't really doing anything, but just on its own, it was too good. So the one tour guide right now, and then triple mathematician. So this is the addition you made. To fill up the spaces of the tour guide, pretty much. Mathematician with Libic is still a Dante on normal summon, so you only have to normal summon the Mathematician. You're sending Libic to grave, and then with any other Burning Abyss card you have in your hand, you can make the Dante, and the card that you make, if that's for example you have a graph in hand, Mathematician sends Libic. Libic is going to special summon Graph. Now its effects are negated, but when you overlay the Mathematician and the Graph for Dante, and you detach the Graph, you still get Graph's effects. Of course, you already know that, but it's really good. So Mathematician definitely a good addition to this deck right now. That's it for the non-Burning Abyss monsters. Then for the Burning Abyss monsters, this is still extremely standard. Of course, you're running triple Graph, triple Sir, and triple Scarm. This has been the same since Burning Abyss came out. That's just extremely standard. Now, right now, of course, I was running triple Rubik in previous formats. Right now, I'm only running 2. Rubik has lost a bit of its versatility. Virgil, however, being a really good card, not as good as it was with Necros being the best deck right now. So double Rubik, I dropped 1 Rubik. Because Rubik isn't as good as he used to be. 2 Farfa, this outs the Jin with Mathematician really good. Combo with Engineer really good. It's a good card. It's one of the good Burning Abyss. 1900 body and defense. And then the last 2 Burning Abyss is 2 Libic. This mostly for the Mathematician combo, like I said. And spamming your field with Dante's. So that's all the monsters. That's 19 monsters. I wanted to run 20 monsters at first when I was starting to build the deck, 20 monsters, and then the other 20 spells and traps. The addition I could see myself making is Elich as a one-off to make 20 monsters, but right now I don't have any Shaddoll players in my area. So Elich, of course, mostly being really good against Winda. But like I said, I don't really have any Shaddoll players in my area, so Elich wouldn't really be doing anything except for the Acid Golem combo, but that's not that viable anyway. So I decided not to run Elich, but if your area has a lot of Shaddoll players, you might want to consider putting 1 Elich in your deck. Then for the spells, triple Upstart. This is definitely needed in a combo deck like Burning Abyss. And there are blanks when you mill them, so that's fine. You're not milling any of your good traps, for example. You're just milling blanks. Then the 1 Book of Moon, good in the mirror match, and another out to the Jin lock. The 1 Foolish, this is pretty much your 20th monster, kinda. And then I'm main decking 2 Math Change, just to make the Necros matchup a bit easier, because that's definitely your hardest matchup when they just put down a Unicorn, which is really problematic if they just summon a Unicorn past turn. So that's it for the spells. It's only 7 spells, I believe. It's not that much. Which leaves us with 14 traps. Triple Mistake. Now the only card that searches in your own deck is Scar. And pretty much you don't have to juggle Skarms. Once you resolve one Skarm, you can flip the Mistake and you can get away with using all the other names instead of Skarm. And definitely against Necros, if they don't have an out against Mistake, you may be losing one search off of his Skarm. It really doesn't matter, because if they don't have the out against this, you're going to win from Necros as it is. So I like to main deck Mistake in Burning Abyss. Triple Mind Crush is pretty much mandatory in every deck right now, especially if you're running traps. And even if you're not running traps, this might be the only trap you're going to run. Mind Crush is just stupid right now. And the cost that this card has doesn't really even cost you that much in Burning Abyss. Because if you have to discard something and your only card in hand is Burning Abyss, it really doesn't cost anything. Now the next trap, Fire Lake of the Burning Abyss. Now, believe it or not, I was actually really considering just playing one of this, because right now in the format how every deck is being played, or at least Necros, is that you won't get too much value out of this, because a lot of the times there won't be a lot of cards on the field to destroy. Now don't get me wrong, Fire Lake is a stupid card. But I definitely would not be running 3. I was considering 2 and just 1, but because the Talonite is such a bad matchup and this card is extremely good against the Talonite, I went with playing 2. But I wouldn't be playing 3. You can recycle it from your grave. You can even run Kagna to send this to your grave, but I'm not running the ritual spell, which I think right now it's just not good. But that's also a route you can go to send this to the grave when you have a Dante, and Dante can have this back, of course. But I feel like 2 is probably the correct number. Maybe at 1 you just wouldn't see it enough. So I decided to run 2. Then the discard traps. I'm running 2 Raigeki Break and then 1 Karma Cut. And a Karma Cut is the best option for Winda, but like I said, I don't have to play a lot of Shaddolls. Shadow players in my area. There's also a good card against Necros when they do like the Valkyros play, trying to tribute 2 to draw 2. Karma Cut on the Valkyros is really good, because you also get rid of 1 blue card from their grave, so they can't use the spells as much from the grave. And then the 2 Raigeki Breaks. These, in my opinion, right now are in general the best 2 to get rid of stuff. Phoenix Wind Blast isn't that good in my opinion right now. I just decided to run the Raigeki Breaks over Phoenix Wind Blast. It's more of a permanent solution to pretty much anything. While Phoenix Wind Blast, definitely with the searching going on, stacking something, making them dead draw, it just isn't as relevant. So yeah, I definitely consider Raigeki Break to be a bit better in this day and age than Phoenix Wind Blast, or at least right now. But the 1 Karma Cut is definitely needed for Winda. If you're going to face it, you don't want to lose to that. So, and then some one-offs. I'm playing 1 Breakthrough Skill. There's another card. This helps with Trishula, because you're not always going to be able to empty your hand, and you're always going to have something on the field, or in the grave, or both. So you can get Trish really easily. This helps against Trish. This also helps against main decks, Manages and Vanity's Fiends. This also helps against Winda, and this is a trap you can just mill without it being too bad. So you might want to put this to 2. I don't really like it at 2, because it's not really a defensive trap that actually gets rid of anything. It just kind of stops something. But it's not a trap that doesn't allow your opponent to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not a floodgate. It doesn't destroy anything on its own, so I don't feel like traps like Breakthrough Skill are the best in the game. 1 is definitely needed, but that's why I wouldn't run it at 2. And then the Crush card and Emptiness, some power spells. Crush card, just you can use this so easily in Burning Abyss. It's stupid. It's a blowout against a lot of decks right now. Of course, Necros, it's good against your Senju. The only card in which this really sucks is against the Mirror Match. But yeah, then you just don't play it, pretty much. And Emptiness, putting a board down with 2 Dantes and an Emptiness that's really good, especially against Necros. So these 2 cards definitely cards you main, mostly to improve your Necros matchup, to just consistently win game one, or at least try to win game one most consistently as possible, or as consistently as possible. Then for the extra deck, here pretty much nothing's changed here. Of course, you have your triple Dante. Yeah, this is your go-to guy. 2 Virgil, I still use 2 Rubik, and even if you weren't to use 2 Rubik, if you were to use just 1 Rubik, you can still go into 2 Virgil. I like to have the option of 2 Virgil. If one gets like warninged or something, I kind of have the room, so I really wanted to stick with 2 Virgil. 2 Downer, this is just to get rid of the overlay of Dante. 1 Alucard, because Shadol's definitely become a better deck right now. It is a good card against Shadol. Giga Brilliant to get your stuff, your Dantes over Trish mostly. Zenmains, this just to out some stuff. Acid Golem, big, not as viable without Alich, to be honest, but yeah, you can still use him in some, and pretty much just need it sometimes to get over stuff. Nightmare Shark, Mega Crypt Engineer is really good with Farva. This always keeps pressure. If you have Farva under the Mega Crypt Engineer, you can detach the Farva at any time to get rid of anything. It's really good. And then the 2 Dark Law, of course, for the Mask Change, the second 2 Dark Law, because I'm running 2 Mask Change. You can even go Dark Law into Dark Law. You can actually run Koga as well, because you could Mask Change Virgil into Koga. But I don't feel like I'm going to face too many Clifford players that are running towers, if any. So yeah, I decided not to put a Koga in the extra deck as well, but that is something you could do. Then the side deck, triple Maxi for the mirror match, double Vanity's Fiend for the mirror match. I didn't want to use Majesty's Fiend because under Vanity's Fiend you're still able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And with Majesty's Fiend you can do anything yourself pretty much. Either, at least with Vanity's Fiend, you can still go like Mathematician for Farva, banish something, or whatever. And I'm still not out of it with which card's actually better against Necros, because I feel like Vanity's Fiend is better against Necros. Majesty's Fiend is better in general, Vanity's Fiend is better against Necros. And I'm mostly with any deck right now. I'm mostly trying to beat Necros, so the 2 Vanity's Fiend, in my opinion, right now better than, or in this case, this scenario, better than Majesty's Fiend. Triple MST, you're not maining it, so you need to side it. Raigeki for another out against the Jinlock. 2 Mirror Force, I really like siding these in Burning Abyss. This game 1, they're going to see all your traps most of the time, especially since you're milling as well. Or at least they're going to see a lot of traps, and when they see a Raigeki break, they know you're not only playing one Raigeki break. When they see Mind Crush or Mistake, of course, they know, alright, you're playing like at least 3 of those. But they won't see Mirror Force, so they won't play around Mirror Force, because they just don't expect you to have it, because they haven't seen it. And then game 2 or game 3, whenever you do get to this, it can be an incredible blowout, especially against a certain matchup against Yosenji, for example. It can be such a blowout. And another fun thing is, let's say you sided in game 2 and you milled it, but you didn't get to see another one. Game 3, you can just side it out. Your opponent's still going to be afraid of the Mirror Force, because right now they don't know if you have it in or not. So yeah, I like Mirror Force on the side deck. 2 Trap Tricks is pretty much for only for Necros, the Valk, and Trishula. And then 2 Geometrio to make the mirror match extremely unfair. If both me or my opponents are siding on Geometrio, I might actually ask him to, or her, to just keep these out, because these make the mirror match really stupid, to be honest. But yeah, if they don't want to side out, then you definitely need the Geometrio trio, so you don't straight up lose the mirror match. So yeah, that's the entire deck, Burning Abyss. In the comment section down below, let me know what you think of this deck. How good is this deck right now, and how good will this deck be after the Star Servers come out? So when pretty much you can say that Shadol, Satellar's, and Necros, which is already a better deck, but those other 2 as well are definitely better decks. Unless, of course, Burning Abyss gets even more support, but I don't believe it do, as for right now. So yeah, but I still think this is definitely a good deck. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. an interesting deck to play still. It has been doing the same for, I don't know, it's like a year now, or 3/4 of a year at least, I believe. So it might be getting a bit stale, but I'm not playing it as much as I'm playing other decks, or I'm switching decks, so I really don't get that bored with it. I still like the deck. It's like I said, it's still a very good deck, and it adapts. I like the decks that are able to adapt. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. In the comment section down below, let me know what other deck profiles you would like to see. I'll be doing Sylvans and Gladiator Beasts, at least those two, and yeah, that I don't really have another idea for right now. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!